Hi, everybody. This is Kenya Rahman, the author and founder of the Child Support Hustle and the Reform Child Support Now movement. I'm going to add some links here and hopefully people will start joining. I initially wanted to talk about the return on investment that states get, specifically Ohio today, because that's the state that I was that I posted on my states series, posting all the stats. But one of the parents I'm working with is due to be arrested on the 28th, and I want to talk about that. So I'm going to go out and post some stuff really quick. So I'll be back. Bring this over. I guess you can't do that. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. Let me see if they'll let me back on. Okay. I guess I could have posted it. Oh, I can't post it up there. Okay. These are links that I'm going to put in the comments right now, and I'll explain what these links are for just in a second. And dang, I don't want to go back over here, but I have to. Okay. Okay. Hi, everybody. As I said before, I was going to talk about the return on investment on a series of slides that I'm doing. We had some questions about what does that mean for the dollar that's spent. What does the money that's returned mean to the states? So I'll talk about that later. It's kind of detailed, so I don't want to take the time now. And I want to talk about these arrests and a call to action. I want everybody to please contact, before I would ask that you write a letter and ask politicians what they're going to do if elected to change the child support laws. This is different in that people, even though the Turner versus Rogers ruling that the Supreme Court ruled on in 2011 went in effect officially December 20th, 2016, the Child Support Office published the rules updating that decision. People are still being arrested without due process. They're not getting hearings to determine if they could pay, and they're not, the state's local child support agencies are not initiating these safeguards that the Supreme Court said that they have to initiate before they can arrest people or even issue warrants. So in the comments, I added 4 links, and in those links, I have one for politics, and that link will take you to every politician and candidate that is running for office or that is in office, whether they have an email, social media, sometimes all of their social media and email, sometimes it's just one, sometimes just somebody's AOL address. I'm asking that you send, I wrote a quick letter that you can copy and paste. I didn't put it in a Word doc because I just put this together when I came home from work. So this is like really quick, really simple. If you see any typos, please let me know. Hey, Kenya, I won't be offended. It's not gonna hurt my feelings. We want to put the right stuff out so I can change it. if there's a typo or think something else should be added, just feel free to add it and send it out. And I also put a link to the latest media outlets that I know that list a link that lists all of the media outlets that I'm aware of, all grouped together on one website. So you can send that or send something if you want to compose your own correspondence and say, hey, you know, this ruling, and I'm going to read this ruling to you guys again, but from the Department of Justice. But if you want to contact the media and say, you know, my state, the federal government said that the child support enforcement agencies on the local level are supposed to do this and that before they arrest people. They're not doing it, and they're violating constitutional rights. What are y'all going to do about it? And that's what we need to be asking these politicians. That we need to know why people are still getting arrested without their due process rights being recognized. The father I'm working with, he was just released from jail less than a month ago. Door kicked in on a child support warrant. No violent crime, a child support warrant. Kicked his door in. So, and they're going to take him back to jail on the 28th. I posted it on our site, on our page, if he doesn't come up with X amount of dollars by the 28th of February. However, he hasn't had a hearing to determine if he's working, if he's disabled, what his situation is. And it said incarceration for failure to pay child support. This is a new federal rule on child support. The rule requires states to implement due process safeguards from the Supreme Court case Turner v. Rogers. The rule addresses the use of civil contempt in child support cases and seeks to reflect the ruling of the U.S. Supreme Court in the 2011 case, Turner v. Rogers, which provided guidance on the factors to be considered when determining which cases should be referred to the court for civil contempt, including a determination of the custodial parent's ability to pay. That is what they are supposed to be doing. Now, I also put a link in there. I know it is sad, Benny. Hi, Ruth. How are you? Thank you. I love that you support it. Thank you. We have to get busy, y'all. It's one thing for us to be on social media and talking about it and putting these stats out, but it's another thing for us to get active and, you know, make them follow I can't even say write new legislation or pass a law, or they're not even following the laws that they have in place. So now we have to make them, they have to stop kicking in doors, doing these roundups like people are violent criminals and all and it's for a debt that 9 times out of 10 is going to be owed to the state, which means the children aren't going to get the money anyway. And then when they're locked up, they're going to get the city or the jail gets money from them being incarcerated. So it's all money being generated back to the government off of a debt that is supposed to benefit the children, the child support hustle. So I also put in the link in the comments a link to the civil rights, the Civil Rights Division, so we can contact them, and then the ACLU. In the past, I've had people tell me they've tried to contact or have contacted the ACLU to try to get help with their cases and have been unsuccessful. They didn't want to talk to them, didn't want to help them. I don't know why. I guess maybe they pick and choose what civil liberties they want to defend, which I don't know what to say about that. I'm going to contact them myself again. I've tweeted to them. I haven't gotten a response. But I'm going to write a formal letter and see what they plan on doing about this injustice. And that's what it is, an injustice. Because they want to pick and choose what part of the Constitution and what part of due process they want to follow, and then ignore the other parts. So I think the ACLU, Civil Rights Division, Politics One has all the politicians' contact information, and then the media links. And I think that's it. And if, like I said, copy and paste that letter if you want. If you want to create your own letter, that's fine. If you have any suggestions on what you think that we can do or what we should be doing to speed up the process, on how we can get not only reform, but how we can get this pressing, and when I say pressing, I'm talking about these people being locked up. Hey, Carnell, how you doing? Can't wait to see you this week. We're gonna be in Huntsville. Talking about them, I got a guy I'm working with, and they kicked his door in on a child support warrant. They didn't even give him his right to due process or anything. Now they want to come back. He's been released from the kick door. Now they want to come back and lock him back up over this money without a hearing to determine if he could pay. And I'm saying that's the law, and they're ignoring the law. So what's our next step? What do we do to make them follow their law? It's a Supreme Court ruling. Any suggestions? So we can do it. We can march. I've been saying it. I've had some people suggest it, but I think that might be our only recourse for this, because it might be your door next. I don't know if y'all have had y'all door kicked in, but I'm sure it's not pleasant. I know it's not pleasant. God bless you too, Ruth. Okay, so I spoke a little bit about the town hall. We'll be in Huntsville, Alabama this weekend, talking about the unconstitutional child support system. We'll have speakers, Carnell Alexander from Michigan, Marcus Eccles, he's out of Huntsville, empowering, I can't say the word, strategies, empowering, I can't say it. Sorry, guys. Strategies, Carnell Alexander from the Carnell Alexander Foundation. Amen Osiris is going to do a live feed, I believe. I'm not sure. Marcus is handling all of that. And Michael Volpe, the writer of the Chris Magny story, he was the father who committed suicide, unfortunately, after the family courts got finished with him. I'll be there. Unfortunately, Edmund can't make it. Edmund Welch from Disgusted Dads. Hopefully we can maybe get him on a phone call or something like that. And then we'll have the people that are going to be coming in and sharing their stories as well. We'll be doing a live feed. If you have questions, have them ready. If you want to have questions for anybody that's going to be on our panel, have them ready so that they can answer them, and hopefully we can get a dialogue, and we can send that on to the politicians too and let them know we mean business. This has gone on for too long. And our children are not benefiting from this. I cannot stress this enough. And if I can't put everything what I want to say into, because it's so much, but you can read it. I wrote about it. The Child Support Hustle, that's where it all came from. This is my book. You can get it off of the website, thechildsupporthustle.com. I have blogs there. You can go there and read my blogs. There's a petition there you can go to sign, but the petition is good. Coco. Say hi to everybody, Coco. The petition is good. Stop, Coco. But I think now it's time to march. Stop, Coco. I think it's time to march now. So Okay, guys, if there's nothing else, I will talk to you. I guess I'll see you guys on Saturday, the 24th of February. And like I said, any suggestions, please email me, contact at thechildsupporthustle.com or cshustle1@gmail.com. Okay. Thank you. And remember, they can ignore one. Hold on, Jim. Love what you're doing. Could use some advice here. Child going to court next month. Maybe want to jail myself. I'm sorry to hear that, Jim. Were you given, did they give you a hearing to determine your ability to pay before they were gonna, before you go to jail or even issue a warrant or anything? Right, Marcus. And if you're sending, if you're messaging, I'll say this real quick, messaging me, and I have an automatic message on when that client form comes. If you can open it, please fill that out as best you can, because that helps me determine if I can help you or not. And if it's a child custody issue, I don't do anything with child custody issue just because I have no experience with that. But I can try to refer you to find some information, but nothing. Well, then up there in the comments, well, let me tell you what this is. Just if you Google Turner v. Rogers, then this case will come up, the Supreme Court case, and that will tell you what your state, what every state should be doing in reference to arrest, before they can arrest or issue warrants or anything. They're supposed to give you a hearing or have safeguards in place to determine your ability to pay. If they're not doing that, they're already violating, I'm sure, your rights, but they're definitely, repeat what, Robbie? Hey, Robbie. They're definitely violating your rights if they haven't done that. If you go to ACF and then go to, when it has agencies, in the drop down, it has the child support agency, acf.com or dot. Let me see. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm talking about Turner versus Rogers again, and people. Hold on one second, guys. Coco, stop. Go. 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 Sit. Stay. I'm talking about Turner versus Rogers and the states still incarcerating people without giving them a hearing or any safeguards to determine their ability to pay before issuing arrest warrants. They're not supposed to be doing that, and they weren't supposed to be doing it anyway, but the Supreme Court told them to stop in 2011. Okay, Jim, if you just go to contact at thechildsupporthustle.com, email me, and then in the comments, just put whatever you're asking for so I can send it out to you, okay? I don't know what you mean, Marcus, but definitely always demand to have your property returned, because they'll keep it. They will surely keep it. Do I have anybody on here in Huntsville? No. Okay. And what I was reading from is from the National Conference of State Legislators. Uh, I'm sorry, National Conference of State Legislatures, Child Support and Incarceration. It was issued on 2/10/2016, and it's you can go to their website and find it. I don't know if you guys can see that. You're welcome, Jim. Okay, let me see if I have any more questions before I go. And we'll definitely talk about the return on investment probably, well, the next time when we get back from Huntsville, because that money is not part of the incentive money they get. It's not part of the grant money they receive. That's a whole different piece of money that they receive off of our children, total profit, except for that dollar they invest. All right, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate you. And don't forget, send that letter or send something to your politicians, to your news outlets. What are they going to do to make these child support agencies follow the law and respect the Constitution? Because right now they're violating. Okay? Remember, they can ignore one, they can ignore hundreds, but they cannot ignore thousands. Let's go.